Hello everybody, this is quixQuery here, and today we are back to play some more Hermit Pack on the Hermitcraft server, and we are up on top of our windmill, just to get a good look at everything, what's going on right here, our little area and everything. We've got some new members on the server, and I've seen your feedback from the first episode, and it seems that you guys really like it. However, you also want me to continue with my single-player world, and so that is something that I am planning on doing, and so we will do that at some point. We will go back there, continue doing some more, and continue with that series as well. And so I've just been doing some things around here since the last episode, and one of the big things is this area right here. We got some treated wood as kind of like a border or something along the edge right here. And this is just a hemp field, and we're using worms to hydrate the farmland there. And so this is just industrial hemp in a massive thing, and if you don't know, industrial hemp is from the Immersive Engineering mod, and it gives you these two things. It gives you industrial hemp fibers and industrial hemp seeds. It grows to 2 tall. However, if you just break the top block, then it will still give you the stuff, and so it's actually quicker to harvest stuff by just harvesting the top block than to break the bottom block off. And so that's what I've done here. These are long-range breakers from the Actually Additions mod, and they require a bit of RF. And so our windmill up there right now, we have our copper wire, low voltage copper wire coming along right around here, all the way to our long range breakers, which go up to 8 blocks in this direction, which you can kind of see right here, how these two are still tall, but these two are short. Yeah, it's working pretty well, and so I'm super happy with the setup. But we will be using hemp for several of the things, and but specifically the hemp seeds, because, and I know that sounds kind of weird because normally seeds are just a junk item, right? But hemp seeds are required to make diesel, biodiesel, and we are going to be using that for our main power generation. And so we're going to need a lot of these fields and stuff, and figure out how we're going to lay this out and all that. But another thing that I've done is I set up the 2 basic capacitor banks from Ender.io. That's 2 million RF, and we're getting about 17 RF per tick. Yeah, pretty nice to have that running. But I've also made this thing right here, and this requires a bunch of clay, a bunch of steel, and some blaze powder, as well as a bit of netherrack, but that's not super costly. But what it does is it's the immersive engineering way of turning iron into steel. And so you can even speed it up by putting some speed modifiers or something. I forget what they're called, but you can put them on the sides right here, and they're little pipes that stick up. They require power, though, and so we're not going to worry too much about that right now. But you can see we get steel from it, and let me just say that the immersive engineering ingots, oh my goodness, they look super cool. Like, I don't know, they just have a super nice tint to them. Like, you know, mechanism, those are some pretty cool looking steel ingots, but oh my goodness, the immersive engineering ones are super nice looking. But yeah, we've been growing some red orchids over here. Yeah, just some simple stuff going on, and yeah, this is the improved blast furnace, though. That's what it's called, and in order to make it, you make a 3x3 that's 3 high, just like a cube, as if we were making like something like this, except for instead of using those types of bricks, we use the special ones for our blast furnace. So it's called blast brick, I think. Yeah, blast brick. For the improved blast furnace, though, we need the reinforced blast brick, which requires some steel. And so I made some steel, and now we have some additional. Now we can make steel really easily using our coke coal from here. We can use it to make steel, and so I'm actually Going to put some of that in here. Put a block of coke coal in the thing right here. And you can see it running. We're going to put a little more iron in there just to make sure that we get the most out of our block of coke coal. But you can put an inventory or some sort of inventory out the back to collect slag and out the front to collect the steel. And then you can input things from the top, and yeah, it's pretty simple to do that once you have everything figured out. But the slag, I think, might slow stuff down, or maybe it just is a backloading item that is there to, yeah, anyway, you can make concrete out of it and some other stuff, so we'll probably set up something for the slag eventually, but for right now we're just going to keep it in here. But yeah, this is what I've been doing since the last episode. Things are coming along. One other thing that I have been doing as well, though, is over here. It's this biome radar is what it's called, from the Random Things mod, and we had found a Mushroom Island biome crystal in a dungeon that we looted at some point. I don't even remember where. It was just, we found a dungeon somewhere, and we got a Mushroom Island biome crystal, and so I collected all that up, and out over there, near that purple slime island thing, is the Mushroom Island biome, and it is pretty cool. Actually, there's a nature core right by the Mushroom Island biome, as well as that purple slime island, and so we might set up a special little base there at some point. But for right now, it's my little... I guess I'm really the only one on the server that knows about it for right now, I think, but we will see how long that lasts, especially since these videos are put out and the other people on the server watch these. But yeah, we've been collecting resources and stuff. I found another couple villages, including some extra immersive engineering stuff. We got some purple slime here. Protection wand I've charged up a little bit. Yeah, just a lot of simple stuff. So I said in the last episode that we'd look at storage options for the pack that the pack has to offer, and I looked at the RF tools storage, and this is what it is. It requires a storage module, storage filter. It's not, it's somewhat cheap, and I just have some basic stuff in there, but I don't think that this is something that I want to use in the long run as far as a storage system goes. There's too much back and forth, and I don't know. It just doesn't feel like something I want to use longer. But I also looked at a different mod, and I don't even know what this is, but it's pretty cool looking, the way that the doors open and close. Anyway, yeah, I could do that all day just to look at the doors, but it's kind of weird because, like, if you try and open it from the back or the top or something, then it won't actually open, but if you open it from the front, then sure enough, it opens. But anyway, these storage crates from, what's it called? From Immersive Engineering, you can have items in them, pick them up, take them somewhere. So they're essentially kind of like a shulker box in modded Minecraft. Pretty cool. They keep their items in them, no matter where you transport them to and everything. But yeah, those are some pretty cool storage options, but we're gonna have to keep looking in the pack because I haven't found something I really want to settle down with yet, so we'll just have to see where stuff leads us. So for the main part of today's episode, what I wanted to do was work on the diesel generator and getting a room all set up for it, and so we're going to be putting it in this little hill right here. It's going to be a massive room, and it's going to expand back this way in this shape, basically. It'll poke out the side of the mountain, kind of, just to give it kind of like it was like built into this hill, and like the hill is kind of like eroded away over the corner of where this thing is over time and stuff like that. But we will get to that, because right now I was working on putting together all the parts for it, and I got the redstone engineering blocks put in. We got steel scaffolding, fluid pipes, but I hit a brick wall when I came to the heavy engineering blocks. We need 13 of those. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then some more on the top layer. And you get 2 per crafting recipe. Now, if we look up engineering blocks, these are the heavy ones, and they require a lot of steel. And so we have all the pistons made up, and we have all these steel mechanical components made up, and those require a lot of steel too. 4 steel per component, by the way, which is a lot. But each of these requires for the crafting recipe as well as some electrum. Electrum is gold and silver, by the way, and so that's what you can use your silver ore that you get from, what's it called? That you get from the Immersive Engineering silver ore. Aha, this stuff right here. You can use it in combination with gold to get you electrum. Super nice. Anyway, we need a lot of steel for this. But not only do we need steel for that, but we also need steel for the other remaining components that we need to do as well. And so we need to speed this thing up, even if it does require RF. And so what we are going to do is, because like this thing works super slow. Like super slow. Yeah. Anyway, what we are going to do is make one of those little speed upgrade things for it. Aha, the blast furnace preheater, which means we need iron sheet metal and an external heater. Blast furnace preheater. Aha, those things are massive. But I think they are taking power now, and so things should be going faster, hopefully. Yes, they are. Nice. That is much faster. Okay. So now we should be getting more steel more often, and so that should be nice. However, we will note that this is draining power from here. We're at negative 61 RF per tick, because that one blown windmill up there is definitely not enough to supply this whole place with power. So we're definitely going to need to get that diesel generator up and running sooner. But for the moment, after I get some more coal and stuff like that, so that I can get some more steel, because we're almost out of fuel here. But for the moment, we are going to work on digging out this little area right here that we're going to be using for our power generation factory. Here we are, and we have hollowed out the entire area, but not only that, but we have also gotten together all of the things that we need to build this generator. But I just realized that the diesel generator will run off of a liquid, a diesel liquid. And so, yeah, what we have right now is seeds, bio seeds, hemp seeds, industrial hemp seeds, and we need to turn those somehow into biodiesel. And yeah, so we can make this, yes, but it won't do anything until we have the proper things to process our hemp seeds into biodiesel. So I'm going to put this together step by step, put all that in my inventory. Dun dun dun. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we are going to want one right there, one on either side right there, and then, nope, that is the wrong way to do this. Here we are. We have the entire multi-block put together, and now all we have to do is tap it with our hammer, I think. Oh boy, what did we do wrong? Aha, I just had to tap the right part of it. Okay. So this is our diesel generator, and we should be able to right-click on this to access a GUI. Maybe not. Okay. Either way, it looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like a locomotive, like a train engine. Yeah, but anyway, apparently we can put our connectors right here, up to 3 of them, and we are supposed to run fuel in from right here, I think? We'll have to see about that. Let's see, does it connect? No, it doesn't. we'll have to see where we're supposed to run fuel in the manual and stuff. So for the first step of processing our seeds over here into biodiesel is this thing called a squeezer. And if we look in our heavy machinery tab, we want the squeezer right here, and that requires a couple different things. And a little thing like this, some steel fins, a piston, and some other stuff like that. And so I'm going to get that together and put that in the room over there as well. Aha! But for the rest of this video, we are going to be looking at all of what this is. And this is C4's build, and obviously right now in its current state it looks 1,000 times better than my build does. But that is just fine, because we just haven't picked out some blocks or any of that stuff yet. We are just working on the shape right now, the shape of the build. And so this is going to be like a steampunkish style build. And so we have some hemp coil rope with some decorative connectors, connecting it all along here and into the house as the hope. And it's this arm and all this stuff is going to look much better in the end, but for the moment this is what it looks like. This is the general shape, but to help us get the shape of the stuff that we want for this outside area right here, I have this block called a platformer, and we're going to place it right there on top. And what we can do is with the oak wood we can make platforms. Woohoo! And so what we need to do, I think we just need to like put the stuff into there. And we need some sticks. Okay, let's put some sticks in there too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, awesome. Now we got some platforms. Yeah, that is a lot of wall. Oh man, that's pretty great. But we are going to try replacing a lot of these things with these platforms, and so we're going to start with some of this stuff in the middle here. And we want to place these mostly in the middle. Oh no, oh no. Okay, this might be a little different than I was expecting as far as stuff like this goes, because these things still have to hook onto something, and we can't necessarily place this. This occupies the bottom of a block, if that makes sense, not the top of it, which just seems a little odd, but yeah. But that's the sort of thing that we want going on, and because if we don't place it exactly central, then we'll end up with something like this. Aha! We can start to get a little bit of an idea where this is going. This house is going to be extending back in this direction. It's kind of just going to be a little square, but we're going to have a door up here in the center, an inset door up there, and then a door right here as well, so we can get in down here, and we can get in up there. I'm thinking I'll probably put a staircase connecting the two, but we have platforms right here. They're spruce platforms, and you can actually make these platforms out of forestry woods and stuff too, and you can make the supporting beams different colors and stuff like that. But I just went with spruce wood because I thought that wood worked best with the theme that I was going for. And so we also just have a platform, which is some slabs right there. Pretty simple. Everything's going pretty well. But to make these platforms, different types of wood, all you have to do is come into this platform right here, and you can put the wood where you want the different texture to be up here, and it'll then just take those different textures instead of that. And if you ever forget this, you can just click on the information and it tells you down here. Pretty nice. Very simple, and then you can deconstruct the extra platforms that you have as long as you get at least 4 from it. But for the moment, we are just going to have to end the episode off here and come back to this project later because we are running out of time to record it. And so I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. I know I did, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.